Hello, everybody. I'm Roadblock, and we are back on the free to play. So, I'm actually really excited. Now, nothing has changed today. I went ahead and did a 2-key nightmare, like I said I would do, just to make sure that I'm getting some reward. Some people did point out in the comments that I could spend some gems and get an extra key. That's a totally viable decision. I think 100 gems for an opportunity at is it 100 is it 100 gems, yeah, 100 gems for an opportunity at another sacred shard or legendary book is a fair cost. um However, you will drain your gem stockpile very, very quickly if you do that on a routine basis. And free to play gems are way harder to get. I can't just go buy the daily gem pack, or right. That it for those of you that are interested in spending or are kind of like considering like low spender options and things like that. The I didn't know they included these with gems. This just blew my mind. We're going to talk about this in a second, but I didn't know they included that. That's really cool. Um, the What is this pack? I've never seen that pack before. I wonder if that's only for new accounts. Anyways, the daily gem pack is a very good value for your money if you're going to spend. Now, I usually do get this on my main account. It's only $10 per month, right? And you get 2,140 gems. They do come over a period of time, not all at once, but it is a good value. A lot of people do tend to get this. Um, I didn't start getting it until recently. So I just kind of wanted to share that with you guys. Again, this channel is about free to play, but not everybody's free to play, and some people may want to find cost effective ways to put a little bit of money in instead of the crazy, you know, thousands of dollars, if not tens of thousands, that some of the higher spenders and Krakens have put in, right? So if you're looking for kind of an affordable way to get some resources in the game, the daily gem pack is a great opportunity. That's going to have you energy and things like that. Now, I've never bought anything on this account. Okay, I want to remind you guys about that. But on my main account, I do get the daily gem pack. So, uh, back to my point is I'm not going to spend gems to buy keys for Clan Boss. That's just not going to happen on a free to play account. And since we are talking so much about the free to play aspect, it's a great transition into what I'm excited to talk about today. So we have my favorite event is back. Now, I don't generally like Deck of Fate events, to be clear. I'm not a big fan of them. However, what I do like is the Deck of Fates where they include gear. Now, I didn't realize that I'm in the minority on this, which was kind of surprising today. I saw a video from Saf that said, this is a waste of your energy. Respectfully, and boy, do I mean respectfully, because the man does his homework, knows his stuff. But respectfully, for younger accounts, and especially free-to-play accounts, I do disagree. Here are the reasons why. If you've been following this channel for a very long time, you'll know that I got a huge, massive head start in this game by participating in one of these Deck of Fate events where I got gear. And I still have the gear to show you guys. So if we just do a search that's the wrong search. If we do a search for gear, I can just show you, including equipped, and we'll do, so first of all, these two pieces were from Deck of Fates. So right out the gate, we have two speed pieces that were mythical pieces, right? And then two Killstroke pieces that were mythical pieces. Okay? Now, at the time that I got those pieces, and we're going to go into more here in a second, Actually, let's just do 6-star. That'll probably narrow it down quite a bit. At the time that I got those pieces, I was rocking 4-star gear. Maybe if I was lucky, a 5-star piece. So this is all the Killstroke gear that I've gotten on the account. All of this would have been through Deck of Fates. You'll notice that every single piece is leveled up, and most are equipped, but not all. You'll also notice that I kept helmets and shields. That's going to bring me to the second point of it. I wanted to find the Divine Speed. Yeah, again, Divine Speed gear as well. My point is that it's 6-star gear. That is hard for people to get early on, right? It's hard for me to get right now. I mean, if we look, this is all the 6-star gear that I have on my account. It's not that much. And this account farms everything on stage 20 right now. So it just goes to show you how much, and this, I mean, this is quote usable, right? So it's relevant. It's important to understand the fact that early game accounts and free-to-play accounts struggle to get good gear. You have an opportunity to not only get good gear, but to also double dip, because you can get this gear from leveling up champions. So it's a good time if you've been sitting on a champion, or if you're like me and you have several champions that you want to level up, like Armand's, Coldheart. I think Ray may get the call here. Probably going to go with Armand's I'm going to try Armand's in a few different builds. So Armand's is the next. Then we have Godseeker and Neri even that we want to level, right? We have a lot of champions on this account that we want to level. Now is just a flat out great time to do it. I have a whole bunch of energy. I'm going to spend most of this tonight. We'll talk about that in a second. But then I can turn that energy usage where I'm benefiting myself, I'm improving the strength of my account, while also potentially getting some good gear. Now, all of this could be crap gear. I'm not saying I mean, the reality is, with the way the game does this, these could be flat attack boots. These could be flat HP gauntlets. You'll notice that the gear that I did have was mostly top 3, right? Which means weapons, helmets, and shield. That's the top row. Those ones only roll flat stat as the main stat, so then it's only substats that matter. But one of those was speed boots on a divine speed set. I got very lucky there. So there is a downside. You know, you could get 6 pieces of gear through this event, and they're all crap. Like, that could happen. But it was such a good experience for my account that I don't want to just simply dismiss it. And to put things in perspective, I know I haven't touched the free-to-play challenge account right now, but if this event was... I mean, the challenge account is over in a couple of days, so I don't think this event changes anything for me. I really don't know if I'm going to get back on that account or not. I'm going to make a video about that, so I'm not going to go into detail here, but I'm just going to have to save that for another video, because I don't want to go down a whole other rant about that kind of experience and the overall kind of feeling about that account. But right here, if we focus on this account, there's still good gear here to use. And look, the Killstroke set isn't anything too crazy. It's 20% crit damage with a little bit of speed. But if you're looking for help with your nuker, I mean, that's a lot. It really is. So you'll see I still have this on my top damage dealer. And could you imagine if there was a way that I could make it work on Rathalos? You know, if I was to get a good crit damage piece, or a good crit, or a piece with high attack or extra speed or something, you know, if there's a way that I can improve my Rathalos, right, that's huge. or even, especially even, Seer. I mean, that would be great gear to be able to put on my Seer if at all possible. Who I've been actively using now that she's geared out. I need to get the mastery done because she's still only at 95% crit rate. So I got to get her mastery done. But I have been using her in Arena, and she's been kicking butt. I'm doing really good on Tag Team Arena now. I'm using her in Tag Team Arena, not main arena. My main arena team is pretty set. So, yeah, I don't want to, beat the dead horse, but the reason I am kind of beating it is because I was so surprised to hear people pass judgment in a negative light on this event. And he admitted that, hey, maybe I'm just, I don't want to, I'm not quoting him exactly here, but he basically said that he is on a 4-year-old account. This stuff isn't as exciting, right? Like my main account, I'm less excited for this event. But for a free-to-play player, for a chance, not only at 6-star gear, but 6-star mythical gear, there's real value there. There is absolutely real value there. If we just look at the mythical pieces that I did keep on this account and use, rank and rarity, mythical, and equipped. So if we just look at the pieces that I did use, I mean, here we are. We had a pre-roll, that's what I call it, into accuracy, and then 2 more rolls on top of that. This item gives 41 accuracy. And you can combine it with another piece to complete a speed set, potentially. Right? And then here, it had a pre-roll on crit rate. That is where, if you have any pre-roll on a piece of gear, you want it to be on crit rate, because that is so important. By doing that, it allows you to get higher pieces of gear in different or if you're able to hit your crit rate, then that last piece may not need crit rate, and then you can focus on crit damage, attack percent, speed, other stats, right? So, and again, here we have another huge accuracy, right? And pre-roll on defense, giving survivability to a champion that needs to survive. And then here again, defense percent, not great per se on this particular champion, but we did get good rolls. I mean, it was a crit damage, crit rate, and defense percent. So, and who knows? I may get a Killstroke helmet this time with crit damage, crit rate, and attack instead of defense, which would be better for Sun Wukong, and with the kind of stats that you're looking for, right? So, yeah, I'm a huge fan of this event for free-to-play accounts, and especially new accounts. If you're new to the game and you're trying to get an understanding and trying to get a feel for what to do, level your champions during this time. Like level food if you don't have anybody that is ready to go, and then get yourself some of these pieces of gear. If you're still doing, I mean, my free-to-play challenge account is a great example of that. I mean, if you're still doing stage 10 of dungeons and whatnot, right, and stage 13 of dungeons, this is a great opportunity to get really, really high stat value gear and put it to work. I mean, even if you just get a weapon with so-so stats, I mean, because they're legendary or mythical pieces, there's 4 substats already on it. You know what they can roll, and maybe it rolls 4 into flat HP, which would be the worst case, or well, not even that, but maybe flat attack or something, right? I still think that you're gonna find use for a 6-star piece of gear, in the top 3. I mean, you'll see, like, I don't, aside from Sun Wukong, I don't have a lot of my big PvE damage dealer. I only have one 6-star piece or two 6-star pieces on him total. You know, so yeah, I'll stop. I'll stop my little rant. But I really wanted to, because it's highly possible that many of you may see videos like what Saf made or what other content creators will make, and that's the whole reason I started my channel. Well, yes and no. I started my channel to help get information to my clan about stuff, because it's easier for me to communicate via video than it is for me to type out paragraphs, right? Because you're gonna skim it, you're gonna miss stuff. But when it comes to this game, people that have been playing it for 4 years, 5 years, 6, well, I guess 5 years is supposed to be playing it for, it's really easy to get disconnected from the new players. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's not something that happens on purpose, but things, your brain, imagine trying to teach somebody how to breathe. Well, I wouldn't know where to begin. I breathe in. What does breathe in mean? It's something I do every day. It happens naturally. I wouldn't even know how to describe it, right? And so when you've been playing the game for 5 years, you get to a point where you're like, yeah, no, of course, they're going to be in an attack percent chest, right? No, I've got them in a defense percent chest, but they're an attack-based champion. Well, I want, it's like people, there's disconnects, and it can be hard sometimes. And so even people that watch my videos and watch my content, when I go and do account takeovers for them, and I look and I'm like, will you watch my content? So I know he's in an attack percent chest, and it's like, well, no, I have him in a flat attack chest or a flat HP chest. And I'm like, what do you do? It's like, okay, you didn't know. Hey, from now on, do this. Or speed boots. The number of times I've taken over account and people didn't have speed boots, and that's something I take for granted, right? When I'm like, oh yeah, I just casually throw out like, yeah, so you're gonna want them to be at 200 speed or something around that realm, and totally not taking into consideration the fact that people may not realize how to do that. Like how but I can't hit my fastest champion is 160 speed right now. How am I supposed to get to 200? It's like, oh, I'm so sorry. You wait until you have to get to 300 speed, okay? Right? And so it can be a challenge kind of getting new players into the game and understanding a lot of these aspects, because they come so natural to people that have been playing the game for a long time. And so I'm trying to bridge that gap. That's the whole, that's reason number 2 for the channel. And that's why I like to over explain stuff so that I can clarify, like, hey, this is what I'm talking about, right? This is why, even though Cold Heart is attack, you want survivability on her because she's squishy, things like that most people know, but not everybody knows. And as we always say on the channel, you don't know what you don't know. Rant over. I'm sorry, guys. And this isn't meant to be negative or anything. I just really wanted to touch on that. Because for me, I think it's a great event. And I think if you're looking to level up champions, it's a great time to do it. It's the same as if there was a champion training. You know what? That's basically what they did. I remember saying I was going to wait until a champion training event to level up these champions. They just, instead of a champion training event, they just replaced it with the Deck of Fate, and then allowed you to get extra points through summoning, although that is obviously where they want you to get points. That's they want you to summon shards. But to their credit, they did do it during a 2x weekend, which is coming up. So we do have, if I go to the news here, we do have a 2x weekend coming up. Now that is for primal shards. Now I don't have any primal shards on this account, therefore I won't be summoning on this account. On my main account, I think I have... I'm on my main account now. I think I have... Yeah, I was right. 15. I should have just said it. But I was like, I don't know how many I have. But yeah, I have 15 primals. I already got 4 Void Shards back. Wow, I'm getting Void Shards at a really consistent rate. I'm not getting as many Sacreds, although I do have 2. One of these was from Doom Tower, and I finally got one from Clan Boss. But if you watched my recent Shard pull video, which I recommend you check out, I was pulling for Terras. I did pull a Mythical Legendary. You have to watch and find out if it was the right one. Sorry, a Void Legendary. I pulled a Void Legendary. You have to watch and see if it's the right one. Okay, but Primal Shards, I've got 15. I will pull these during a 2x event for Mythicals. I do not believe that I'm going to get one because on this account, quick, like, little pivot, I did pull an extra Lady Mikage from Primals before. And as you can see, I then, what's the word? What is it called? Empowered. I empowered my Lady Mikage because there is no faction guardians at the moment for Mythical. Maybe that will change, but for right now, I don't believe there's any reason for me to go to wait for that. And then you could run 2 Lady Mikages, of course, but I felt better giving her a +1. So now let's go back to the free-to-play after I click all my red dots because I can't help it. I think that's really everything I wanted to touch on. There were several lengthy rants in there, and I feel a little guilty about it, so I kind of want to cut the video shorter since you guys just had to listen to me kind of stand on a soapbox for a little while. But we did win Clan v Clan. We won by a pretty consistent amount, basically the same amount that we had throughout the whole thing. I always get real nervous when we have like a 200,000 to 300,000 point lead because we've been burned in the past where we were like, oh yeah, we've got these guys beat, and then they just bought a bunch of shards and crushed us in the back at the very last minute. So luckily we were able to beat them. Now when it comes to my overall points, I did choose to log off last night and save my energy, so I finished at 131 instead of pushing and trying to get the 150,000 and getting this extra gear. From the personal portion, I had already collected all of this gear, of course. So, yeah, but I'm happy with anything over 100,000. I'm really happy with, well over my clan's minimum. So, yeah, it was a pretty good performance, I think, for me in Clan v Clan. This was one of my weaker performances on my main account, but I spent a lot of legendary books building that Hydra team, if you guys haven't seen that one. So, okay. Oh, let me talk about one last thing. I am going to be using my energy tonight on this spider tournament. My plan... Yeah, I think I'll go because I'm just going to use the energy I have on the account. I'll probably use 2,159 energy. I should gain a few more energy as I complete different quests, which would give me a little bit of extra. But basically use what energy I have on the account and get as high in this tournament as I can. Because an epic book would be great, but that's a pretty steep cost for an epic book as well. But it's Spider. Any opportunity to farm Spider is welcome, right? Because it's accessories and there's a lot of variance when it comes to accessories. So you can, even though it looks like you have a deep accessory pool, I mean, many of these pieces could be trash. Like, let's just click a random one. Yeah, right here we have attack ring with no attack percent substat. Buy, right? So it is, there's so much variance in accessories that you really want to farm Spider more often and get yourself some really good, reliable accessories. So, okay, well, that will be everything in the video. I just want to reiterate, and I apologize, but for the next couple of weeks, probably, I'm going to keep pushing this point home, and that's going to be talking about subscribing to the channel. So right now I'm at 945 subscribers. I am looking to get 1,000 subscribers. That is a big milestone for any YouTube channel because will basically open up a whole new area of monetization for the channel that doesn't directly require any contribution from you guys. So, if you are new here, please feel free to click that subscribe button because it will very, very much help me out. And if you've been watching my content for a while but haven't, landed on that subscribe option, if you're just waiting for the algorithm to feed you some videos, I understand that. I've been there. I do that for quite a few content creators in the raid space, right? But I would appreciate it if at the very least you're just looking to give me a hand and help out my channel grow just a little bit bigger so that I can get closer to those to that 1,000 subscribers. I would very much appreciate that. So, without any further ranting and raving, I'm going to go ahead and call that a video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.